Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Saturday, January 25th, 2025, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside will be mild today, with a high of 64.4 degrees and a low of 47.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Coming up, we'll examine the legal challenges surrounding Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship and explore the constitutional implications of his conditions for wildfire assistance. Then, we'll take you to Brazil, where communities in favelas are finding innovative rooftop solutions to combat rising temperatures. These stories and more, straight ahead on Alex's News. We begin this morning with a major development in immigration policy, as a federal judge has temporarily blocked President Trump's controversial executive order on birthright citizenship. With us now is our political correspondent, Ethan Martinez. Ethan, bring us up to speed on this significant story.
Thanks, Grace. According to the New York Times, President Trump issued an executive order earlier this month that would effectively end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants and certain non-citizens in the United States. The order was set to take effect on February 19th, which is 25 days from now.
Can you explain exactly who would be affected by this order?
The order specifically targets two groups: babies born to undocumented immigrants and children born to mothers who are temporarily in the U.S. Think tourists, students, or temporary workers who have non-citizen fathers.
And what's been the legal response to this?
It's been quite substantial. PBS NewsHour reports that at least 22 states have filed lawsuits. Just yesterday, U.S. District Judge John C. Coffenor in Seattle issued a temporary restraining order that blocks the executive order nationwide for 14 days, calling it blatantly unconstitutional.
Help our viewers understand, what's the constitutional basis for birthright citizenship?
The 14th Amendment, ratified in 1868, is key here. It guarantees citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. This principle is known as jus soli, or right of the soil. It was originally meant to ensure citizenship for former slaves, but has since been applied to almost all births on U.S. soil, with very few exceptions like children of foreign diplomats.
What's been the response from Congress?
The Congressional Hispanic Caucus issued a strong condemnation on January 20th. They're calling the order both unconstitutional and un-American, warning that it could create a permanent underclass and destabilize the workforce. They've drawn parallels to the Dred Scott era, which is a reference to the infamous Supreme Court decision that denied citizenship to African Americans before the Civil War.
What's the next step in this legal battle?
A hearing for a potential long-term preliminary injunction is scheduled for February 6th. That's 12 days from now. The Department of Justice has stated they will vigorously defend the order, and President Trump has already indicated he plans to appeal Judge Coffenor's decision.
Thank you, Ethan, for that comprehensive update. We'll certainly be following this story as it develops. We turn now to our second story of the morning, where a controversial statement about federal disaster relief has sparked intense debate in Los Angeles. Our political correspondent Chloe Martinez is following this developing story. Chloe, bring us up to speed on what's happening.
Grace, former President Trump's visit to Los Angeles to survey the devastating wildfire damage has taken an unexpected turn. According to Cal Matters, during his visit, Trump attempted to tie federal disaster relief aid to voter ID requirements, creating significant controversy in a state already grappling with unprecedented destruction.
Can you give us a sense of the scale of these fires that Trump was surveying?
The numbers are staggering, Grace. We're looking at two major fires: the Eaton and Palisades fires. Together, they've burned through 37,469 acres, with the Palisades fire accounting for 23,448 acres, and the Eaton fire consuming 14,021 acres. Most tragically, according to the Daily News, 28 lives have been lost, 11 in the Palisades fire and 17 in the Eaton fire. The economic impact is massive, with damage estimates ranging from $40 billion to $275 billion, including $350 million in public infrastructure damage alone.
How did this interaction between Trump and Governor Newsom play out?
Well, the Orange County Register reports that while their initial meeting at LAX appeared cordial, there was notable tension. What's particularly interesting is that Trump reportedly excluded Governor Newsom from both the Pacific Palisades tour and a subsequent roundtable discussion with local officials, their first interaction since Trump left office in 2020.
What's the legal standing for this kind of condition on disaster relief?
That's a crucial point, Grace. According to legal experts cited by Perplexity, there's no precedent for withholding FEMA disaster relief funds based on state voting laws. The Robert T. Stafford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act, which governs FEMA operations, doesn't provide any basis for such conditions. Constitutional experts are suggesting this could be an overreach of executive power.
How have local politicians responded to this situation?
The response has been swift and largely unified. Representative Judy Chu has stated unequivocally that, under no circumstances should there be conditions on disaster aid. Representative Young Kim warned about setting a bad precedent, while LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger expressed hope that seeing the destruction firsthand might influence Trump's perspective on this issue.
Thank you, Chloe, for that comprehensive report. We'll continue to follow this developing story throughout the day. Here are some other headlines. In a significant development from Yemen, Houthi rebels have released 153 war detainees, as confirmed by the International Committee of the Red Cross. This release comes just 2 days after the group detained 7 UN workers. The ongoing conflict in Yemen has resulted in over 377,000 deaths since 2015. The U.S. State Department has announced a freeze on new funding for nearly all U.S. aid programs worldwide. This directive affects development assistance and military aid, though exceptions have been made for Israel, Egypt, and emergency food assistance. The freeze impacts crucial health programs, including PEPFAR and anti-malaria efforts. A comprehensive review of all foreign assistance programs will be conducted over the next 3 months. Storm Owen has wreaked havoc across Ireland and the UK, bringing record-breaking winds of up to 183 kilometers per hour. The storm left nearly 1 million Irish households without power and claimed the life of 20-year-old Cacber Dudek in County Donegal. In the UK, the storm prompted red travel alerts in Scotland, with widespread closures and power outages affecting approximately 100,000 homes. In Vermont, U.S. Border Patrol agent David Mablind was fatally shot during a traffic stop near the Canadian border. Teresa Youngbloot, a 21-year-old from Washington state, has been arrested in connection with the shooting. The incident also resulted in the death of Felix Baukholt, a German national. Authorities discovered tactical gear and multiple electronic devices in the suspect's vehicle. As we mark the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, attention turns to the dwindling number of survivors. The Arelson Archives have launched the hashtag #EveryNameCounts challenge to digitize 27,000 prisoner registration cards, creating a lasting digital memorial. The commemoration comes amid growing concerns about rising anti-Semitism in Europe, highlighting the continued importance of preserving Holocaust history. We turn now to an innovative architectural solution making waves in Brazil's favelas. With us is our environmental correspondent, Ethan Martinez. Ethan, tell us about this green revolution happening in Rio de Janeiro.
Thanks, Grace. What we're seeing is a remarkable transformation in how Brazil's favelas are tackling extreme heat through an innovative green roof project. According to Perplexity API reports, it all started with Luiz Cassiano Silva, who founded the nonprofit Teto Verde Favela, or Green Roof Favela, after experiencing unbearable heat in his own favela home.
What exactly prompted this initiative?
Well, it was a severe heat wave in 2012 that really kicked things off. Temperatures in Rio hit a scorching 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the favelas, it was even worse. The traditional roofing materials, asbestos tiles and corrugated steel, were creating what we call urban heat islands, where temperatures could be up to 20 degrees higher than surrounding areas.
That's a significant difference. How did they develop a solution that would work in these communities?
That's where the innovation comes in. Cassiano partnered with Bruno Rezende, a civil engineer doing doctoral research on green roofs. Together, they created a system using something called BIDIM. It's a lightweight geotextile made from recycled drink bottles. What's remarkable is the cost. According to their data, it's about $1 per square foot, compared to $11 for conventional green roofs.
And how effective has this solution proven to be?
The results are quite impressive. Temperature monitoring has shown that while conventional roofs in the favelas can reach up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, these green roofs maintain a steady temperature of about 86 degrees. That's a difference of nearly 40 degrees at peak times.
Are there any challenges to implementing this more widely?
Yes, there are several concerns. The informal nature of favela construction means many buildings weren't built to code, so structural integrity is a major consideration. Additionally, while the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro is conducting ongoing research, there's still limited documentation on long-term structural safety and failure rates.
Despite these challenges, it sounds like this could be a game changer for urban communities facing extreme heat.
Absolutely, Grace. Beyond temperature control, these green roofs are providing multiple benefits, from reducing stormwater runoff to improving air quality and even boosting mental health for residents. While Rio doesn't currently require green roofs on new construction, this project is becoming a model for similar communities worldwide.
Thank you, Ethan, for bringing us this fascinating story of innovation and sustainability. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.